Greetings, I'm Pete Braman, the Ministerial Director for the Illinois Conference, and I'm happy to be here and share a few moments and hopefully answer a few questions that you may have today about how the conference functions. Some of you may or may not know that our conference president, Ron Aguilera, has accepted a position at a local church in California to be an executive pastor. Ironically, it's at the very church where both of his daughters are attending. So the draw of family was significant in that decision. He loved it here to the Illinois Conference, enjoyed his time here immensely, and just had that opportunity that came up that he felt like, for family's sake, something that him and his wife Lori could not pass up. The conference president, I think, first and foremost, really is the spiritual leader of the conference and sets the tone as far as mission and vision, not just creating mission and vision, but helping to maintain the momentum of the mission and vision. Oftentimes the president will be very active and involved in personnel matters, hiring good teachers and pastors and others, and also situations that come up that are personnel related. The president sits on a myriad of councils or committees, I should say, from the Lake Union to the North American Division. Also sits on the board at Andrews University, in particular in the seminary, and as well sits on the Advent Health Board of all the hospitals in the surrounding area here in Illinois. Those are, I think, some of the key things, as well as deals with issues as they arise. As you know, the church has unique challenges, and so the president will be very involved in dealing with some of those challenges and opportunities, I should say. When a sitting president leaves or resigns by policy according to the Constitution and bylaws, typically the executive secretary moves into the role as interim president. It has happened at times where the executive committee may vote to move forward with the election of another president at that time and forego the process of the interim president as executive secretary. And in that case, the union president resides over a combination of the executive committee and the standing nominating committee, and they come in and they bring a list of names on the floor and vote on an order of names to interview. Well, as far as the role of president, executive secretary, which is the case here in Illinois, he's going to need a little extra help in this process. Obviously, the presidential role will take the front seat, so to speak, and there's some things that are unique to what an executive secretary knows and does, and so I'm sure he'll have to assume some of that responsibility. But typically, for example, the ministerial director or the ministerial department will have to do a little bit more to help kind of pick up the pieces and support the president, where he can't possibly fulfill both roles at the same time. So he'll need extra support, and that's where typically, like I say, the ministerial department and possibly some others in the conference office will kind of assist with some of the extra duties. We also understand that there are things that become priorities that we must handle, and some things may need to be on a little bit of the back burner for a while until we get our full administrative team in place. Yeah, the executive committee met just recently here and decided to, as per the Constitution and bylaws, to have John Grice fulfill the responsibility as interim president right up until the very early part of October, when the nominating committee will come together and recommend essentially a name for president. It could well be the executive secretary, and that process is about 3 weeks before the actual constituency meeting, which, as you know, is October 23rd. Yeah, the constituency here in Illinois is every 4 years. Some conferences have an every 5-year duration. but such is the case for us. We also vote not only the administrative team, which is the president, executive secretary, and the treasurer, but all of the departmental directors are voted as well. In the constituents, those voted by the local church to be representative of their church come together, and they will vote not only the recommendations of the nominating committee, but they'll also vote any changes in the bylaws or constitution. They'll vote any pertinent issues brought forward as agenda items as far as related to conference items. In closing, just want to say a deep word of thanks to Ron and Lori Aguilera for their service here. Of course, Ron is conference president, Lori is education superintendent. We believe the conference has been flourishing under their leadership. And one of the things we want to assure everyone here today is I know that Elder John Grice, who will continue on as interim, is passionate about continuing the mission that's been established here for the theme of this year to following Jesus faithfully, as well as the overall mission and vision of the conference, which is we exist to make healthy disciple-making churches. Also want to extend an invitation to anyone that would love to have you come to our camp meeting event here that's going to be held at Camp Akita from July 27 to 30. And in that venue, you are welcome to register. Registration is open for either lodging or food, etc. And that, if you go to our conference website, www.ilcsda.org, you can see everything you need to know about camp meeting. We're excited to have Elder Ken Denslow as our guest speaker, who is the union president for Lake Union. So until then, God bless you all, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Take this, you filthy animal.
Keep the change. Keep the change.
And keep the change.
Oh, that looks real good.